And we're in the home of Mitchell Sabal in Van Buren Township. And I'm Bill Villano with the Veterans History Project. And we're here today on the 5th of August, August 5th, 2010. And we're going to be asking, mind if I call you Mitch instead of Mitchell? Yeah. Okay. We're going to be talking with Mitch about his experiences in the Army Air Force. Now, where did you grow up, by the way? Did you grow up in Hamtramck? You were born in Hamtramck?
No, but I was born in Detroit.
Uh-huh. Where did you go to school?
Pershing High School.
Where is that in Detroit?
Oh yeah, that's on 7 Mile Road and what the heck is the street it's on?
That's all right.
I can't remember these things.
It's in Detroit. It's close enough.
Pershing. John J. Pershing was general in
World War
One.
Yeah.
They used a head guy like Eisenhower was the head guy in World War II.
Right. What did you do after you completed your high school?
I was trying to find a job. But I graduated in 1938.
Oh yeah? That was a tough time.
And I finally was working in, actually World War II started with, England and we were helping England. I was working on ambulances.
Oh yeah?
I was putting the decals, the big crosses
on
the ambulances. And then they cut it out because they were peeling in combat.
With
England they're kind of, so they start painting them instead of...
Oh, so you were
I was putting a decal.
You were putting decals on it, but then they decided to go to painting.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I got drafted. USA got into it.
Yeah.
And I had a draft deferment for a while because my dad wasn't working. But then he got a job. There are all kind of war jobs opening up.
Yeah. What did you get the deferment for? Because of the essential...
Yeah, I was supporting...
Oh, because you're supporting family.
My mother and dad.
Were there any other children in the family? Just you and your parents?
Oh no, I had a sister and 2 brothers.
Oh yeah.
And I already had my older brother already was in the Navy before Pearl Harbor.
Oh.
And he stayed in and became a 20-year man after the war ended.
Did
he? And he got a pension for that. And he stayed in Formosa as a teacher. He was he was a math teacher.
Oh yeah.
And eventually he married a Chinese girl. And he came back to Detroit there.
Your other brother?
Yeah, then I had a younger brother, 5 years younger than me. He got, I think he got drafted. And he became since he was over 6 foot, he was an MP guy.
Oh yeah?
In the MP Corps on Okinawa. And they were preparing for the Japanese invasion, which never took place. And then eventually he got, mustered out of the service like I did.
Yeah. Now you say you were in the Air Force.
Army Air Force.
Was it Air Force or Air Corps then? I don't remember.
Well, whatever it was, 454th Bomb Group. We were with B-24 bombers, Liberators.
Kind they make over here in Willow Run?
Right.
Yeah.
So I hear.
Yeah. When you were drafted, where did you do your basic?
I think it was in Spokane, Washington.
Wow, all that way?
Yeah,
How come?
I went from Fort Custer to Spokane, Washington. And then from there I went to El Paso, Texas.
What did you
I
do?
became part of the Air Force.
Oh yeah. What did you do in El Paso? What kind of training did you get in El Paso?
Well, we were, what the heck did we do? I'll tell you the truth, I don't know yet. Well, maybe, no,
Were
we
you-
didn't.
were you being
we
trained
didn't
in
do
some kind of
nothing with
mechanic?
bombing there, but,
Uh-huh.
but I was playing on the baseball team mostly.
Oh yeah, were you good?
Well, yeah, I was with the base team,
Uh-huh.
and we were going to play some of these tours, like Joe DiMaggio
Oh yeah.
had a touring team, and we were going to play him. We had him scheduled to play him.
What happened?
Well, I was put into the 454th and started going overseas.
Oh, you shoot. Oh yeah.
They took me away.
Were you on a ground crew or did you?
Yeah, well,
were you
yeah,
Flight crew.
strictly on the ground crew.
Uh-huh.
I did not fly at all. So.
Mm-hmm. So you.
And when I went overseas, I became the chemical warfare guy
Oh.
in our outfit.
Oh wow. What
And
did that mean?
and
Didn't know they had
they,
them.
oh yeah, they had the stuff for Hitler there if he got funny.
Oh yeah.
They had barrels and barrels of mustard gas to throw at him, I guess.
From World War One.
Well, I don't know, but the mustard gas was a liquid and it was in
Yeah.
the containers
Yeah.
as far as the eye can see, and the place where we had in Italy.
Yeah, I had an uncle who was in World War II, and he got gassed by mustard gas or something. I don't know.
Working with it, eh?
Well,
Yeah,
no, he
there's
was
accidents.
he was fighting.
No, they didn't use. I understand they didn't use any gas. They had it. We had
World
it.
War
But,
One.
oh, World War
World
One.
War
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember having a gym teacher that was gassed, and a lot of times he'd be talking to the class, and then suddenly he'd lose his breathing. You know, he'd go like that, and
Yeah.
he was in World War One, and he got gassed. That's when I was in grade school there.
Oh. So you went over to Italy then?
Yeah.
Where were you stationed in Italy?
The town of Cerignola, which was about 35 miles south of Foggia. Foggia, if you look at a map,
Uh-huh.
it's in the southern part of Italy there.
Now you were over there in what, 43?
Yeah, 43 and 44.
Was there still fighting going on in Italy?
We didn't have very many targets, but we were flying and bombing the oil fields
In Romania?
of Romania,
Uh-huh.
and quite a few airplanes used to get shot down because the Nazis the Romanians had mountains, and they'd have the anti-aircraft guns in
In
the
the...
mountains, which they were hard to bomb.
I bet.
And but they clip one of our planes every so often, and a lot of the planes that were crippled and could make it back to our base. We used to have quite a few dead guys on those planes.
Oh, yeah.
I used to see them when the planes would come back.
Yeah, well, something that a lot of people don't realize is that airmen especially in Europe, had a large number of casualties. I think 22,000, something like that. And you know, you don't think of that, but that's quite a number. Um, So what would the planes would land with soldiers
Yeah,
dead?
and a lot of the planes never made it back, and the guys would end up as being prisoners, you know, if they were still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Because after the war ended, a lot of our guys, the prisoners were released.
Mm-hmm.
They came back to our base there temporarily on the way back home.
Oh. Did they tell you about the treatment that they got?
Well, you didn't get a chance to talk to them unless you really knew them or see them later in the reunions we used to have. By the way, I'm having a reunion in September 9th
Oh yeah,
to
where?
the 12th in Oklahoma City.
Uh-huh.
4 days, and I'm gonna go to it with my
Daughter.
youngest daughter.
Mm-hmm. I take it you're gonna fly out.
Oh,
Yeah, we gotta fly. I'm not allowed to drive a car right now. I'm 90 years old, so
Mm-hmm.
I've been grounded for about 2 years now.
All of it.
Yeah.
How'd you get grounded? Did they take?
The doctor told me that if I have to slam on the brakes,
Oh.
I'll lose 5 to 6 seconds. And you know what I told him? I've been driving a car for 60 years. I've never had to slam on my brakes.
Oh.
I've been in a few accidents, but
Mhm.
and the doctor kind of laughed. He says, "Well," he says, "I gotta ask you that and tell you, and we're grounding you." So I haven't been fighting it.
His reactions aren't good.
It's what?
Your reactions to react to something.
Well,
Now, you were over in Italy, and did you stay there until you were discharged, until you got home?
no, I came back.
You came back before the...
I came back to Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh. Well, while you were over in Italy, was it up to you to maintain the planes? Is that it?
Well, my job, since I was a chemical warfare guy and there was no actual chemical war going on,
Yeah.
I worked in the armament section. We took care of the machine guns on the plane and the bomb loads.
Hmm. And were
There were
those
always bomb loading and well, not too much on the guns, but always, you know, because we were flying to
were those
Romania there.
were those B-24s that you were servicing?
Yeah, strictly B-24s.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the bombing was going on to Romania there, the oil fields of
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Romania.
Do you have anything outstanding that happened to you when you were in Italy that you'd like to share?
Probably no.
No? Just
I was the manager of our baseball team,
uh-huh, well that's
hardball
uh-huh, uh-huh.
and softball,
Hardball and softball.
and I also was playing on our volleyball team. We had a very good volleyball
Oh, yeah?
team.
Oh.
And then I continued playing volleyball after I got out of the service. And I was playing it until I was in my 80s.
Were you?
I'd still be playing it, but I've lost almost contact on my right leg.
Where would you play volleyball when you got out?
In the YMCA mostly.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So they just had you as the manager. That was your your biggest responsibility
Oh, yeah.
until the planes
Big
came
swell.
back in and you had to load them up again. Was it difficult loading the bombs? And
Well, you had to crank them,
uh-huh.
and we had one guy that was, I think he was only 5 foot tall. He wasn't strong enough to crank
Uh-huh.
the the what the heck were the bombs? Were they 250 pounders or whatever they were? I can't give you the exact thing. I don't remember it.
They could have been 500 pounders at that time. You don't think so?
Yeah, maybe sometimes,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
I think they're a little bit less, like
Yeah.
250 or something like that.
Yeah. So you had to crank them up?
Oh yeah, you have to crank them. There's no starting a motor or something.
No. Uh-huh.
That's probably what they do nowadays. Yeah? I don't know.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
modern stuff.
Oh, sure.
You can get killed quicker, you know.
I'm sorry.
So,
Did any of the people, did you get friendly with any of the flyers or any of the people who were
oh yeah.
in the planes themselves flying the
Oh
planes?
yeah, as a matter of fact, my officer is on the committee of the reunion here in September.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, I'll see him.
Mm-hmm.
That was my ground officer, Von Marker.
What about the people who were actually flying the planes? Did you get to know any of them?
Not too many of them,
Uh-huh.
but I had a buddy that was a bombardier. He was an officer in another group that was by us there in Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to go and see him. What was his name? He was an Arab guy.
Uh-huh. Did he survive the war?
Yeah, oh yeah, he was a combat guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was a captain.
Oh, he ended up captain.
And I used to go and see him because he used to have whiskey, and I was a little bit of a drinker.
Uh-huh.
And he used to give me a bottle of whiskey when I think we went over and used his shower room.
Mm-hmm.
He was with a different bomb group.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to pop in and talk to him because, you know, we knew each other when we were civilians.
Oh. What'd you give him in return for the whiskey? Anything?
Who?
What did you give him in return for the whiskey?
He didn't want nothing,
No?
you know. So, yeah, his name is Waller Hadmus, and I think he stayed in the service because he was a captain, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he probably already had 5 years or so, and he might as well stay another
Might as well
15.
stay
you
another
know.
15.
Or maybe they wanted him in there. Well, what happened? What war started right at it?
Korean War,
Korean
yeah.
War.
Yeah.
It didn't start right away, but maybe
No,
a year or so, two, right?
50s.
Where,
In the 50s.
50s.
Yeah, I think it was 1950.
And now we're stuck in the
Yeah.
Afghanistan deal in Iraq.
Well, we're getting out of Iraq.
What?
We're getting out of Iraq.
Not Afghanistan?
Eventually out of Afghanistan, but not
Yeah,
until next year.
we're losing people there all the time. There's always,
There's a lot
every
of-
day goes by when
Yeah,
one or two people get, you know, blown up.
yeah, yeah.
Well, they step on a mine or something.
You didn't have that?
No, I never got hurt. I never got
Oh,
hurt.
no? Uh-huh.
Because I wasn't a flyer.
Was your base safe pretty much? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
They come in.
Oh yeah, well, once in a while they'd have a alert, but I think Germany would try to maybe hit them, but they didn't have the power. What little air force they had was in France there,
Yeah, concentrating there.
when they started the invasion from there.
Mm.
But
So you were there, were you there when the war in Europe ended?
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm. The war in Japan didn't end at that time, were you?
what's that?
Were you in Italy when the war in Japan ended too?
Uh,
Or were you?
well, yeah, that war ended almost the same time, didn't it?
No.
Maybe give it a month or so.
January, March. Probably around 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, my two brothers were involved with Japan there.
Mm-hmm.
My older brother was in the Navy, and my youngest brother was a MP,
Yeah.
and he was in Okinawa there.
They tell
They,
you
they were
stories.
chasing down the Japanese guys that were hiding in the caves and all that. That was his job there.
They just didn't give up, did they?
Well, I think they had to after the atomic, the two atomic
I mean, the
bombs
ones in the
that they
cave
got
in
hit by
Okinawa.
were horrible, weren't they?
Yeah.
They lost 100,000 people or so. That's on what are those two cities? I used to know them like that.
Nagasaki and
Yeah.
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima was the first one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now you said he was preparing to go over into Japan.
Who? We
Your
were?
brother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the Navy. He was on the aircraft carrier all the time, and they were fighting the Zero planes that were trying to hit him and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But he never got hurt. My brother that was in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
His ship got saw a lot of action out
Is that
there.
right? Which ship was that?
Name and the USA had 6 aircraft carriers at the start of the war,
Uh-huh.
and 5 of them got sunk, and the only one that was in the start of the war and the end of the war was the one that my brother was on.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It wasn't the Lexington, was it?
No, and they named some other ones.
Lexington
It
sank.
got a famous name, it was a city or something. I'm 90 years old now, and I kind of forget names.
Well, I'm 80 and I forget too, so we're even.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're a World War II survivor, you got to be right around 90.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was between Korea and Vietnam. That's when I was in service. Spent all my time in San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, I was in El Paso, Texas for a while. Yeah, I used to go over to Juarez.
Oh yeah.
I used to like to go over there and drink.
Mm-hmm.
For a couple of dollars, you could. What the heck were those 50-cent drinks? They're a mixture of maybe 3 or 4 liquors.
Uh-huh.
So
Not
about
margaritas.
3 of those, and that was enough for me. You'd be feeling good.
For $1.50.
Well, I don't know. I understand that after we went overseas, some guy was corresponding with somebody that stayed in El Paso yet.
Mm-hmm.
That place became out of bounds.
Oh,
Too many guys were getting killed over there. They'd find them, the American servicemen.
Oh.
They'd go over there and get,
Were they being mugged?
yeah, or robbed,
Yeah.
So they, nobody went over there. That's what this one guy mentioned that was kind of knew him,
Hmm.
He worked in the office there.
Yeah, okay. So you weren't preparing to go to Japan with a big invasion?
We came back and I was gonna go with a different bomb group,
Oh, were you?
but the war ended, so I had, yeah, believe it or not, I had 8 stars, or what do they call that? 8 combat stars.
Oh, yeah?
Well, for what the Air Force was bombing, there's
Mm-hmm.
Romania, northern Italy, southern Italy, southern France. You got battle stars.
Uh-huh.
Well,
So you
they,
get
they
battles.
gave them to the whole group.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So it's really the flyers that deserve them, but you know,
You know, the people that made the flyers possible need to get some credit too.
yeah, you never can tell. So,
Yeah. So you
so I had enough. I had
enough
8
points.
battle stars.
Uh-huh.
That gave me 40 points plus every month. I had like 90 points in that. That was enough to get
More
out,
than
and
enough.
I wanted to get out of the service.
What you do when you got out? Did you join the 5220 club?
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, I lived in New York City
Did you?
for a year. No, I was trying to break into radio there as a
Were you?
gag writer, and so, but I was fooling around more than trying to find a job. And
How
I had a
long,
little bit of money that I saved.
how long
And
were you in New York City? A year?
I was almost there a year.
Uh-huh.
Then I decided to come back to Detroit. That's my home.
Hmm.
And I started working at Ford's, and I started to go to Wayne State University. So I quit Ford's and just going to school.
Mm-hmm.
But then I needed the money. My family, my dad was through with his government job that he worked on during the war. And so I eventually ended up working for General Motors, and I decided to stick there. I might as well stay there, and I met her and I married her. I was in my 30s, early 30s, when I got married.
Which school were you going to? You say Winston?
Where?
What college were you going to?
Wayne State.
Oh, Wayne State. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah, I had maybe a little better than a year there.
Uh-huh.
I was going to try to be a gym teacher, but then,
Well, you were athletic
well, yeah, I was playing volleyball.
and baseball and softball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I kind of stopped playing baseball, and just after I was working,
Mm-hmm.
I stuck with volleyball, and I played volleyball up through my 80s
Oh, jeez.
until I became a diabetic in 1984, maybe. Well, I had to quit bowling. I was also bowling, but I had to quit playing volleyball too, because I almost lost my leg. I lost toes here,
Oh, yeah.
as you can see.
Yeah.
But
Was they didn't consider the diabetes service related?
no, I didn't have diabetes at all in the service. I was.
Mm.
Well, I didn't have a good nose because I went into the Navy when I was 17 or 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Great Lakes. What is it when you're training?
Training station, yeah.
boot camp or whatever, and he said my nose isn't good enough. So I didn't want to fight him,
What does that
and
mean?
so they discharged me. I was in the Navy for about a year or so
Oh, mhm.
at the Great Lakes. And when the actual war started, then I suddenly was healthy, you know.
What was wrong with your nose? What did they say was wrong with
What is it, the
you?
septum?
Deviated septum?
Yeah, I got a hole through mine.
Oh,
They almost wouldn't take me because I had one tooth missing
oh, mhm.
in the Navy, but they let that go, but not on the septum. Here I am,
Yeah,
60 years later, out of the service, still around.
still no problem.
Yeah,
So you went to GM then after Ford?
Yeah.
After Wayne State. What kind of a job did you hold at GM?
I was just a regular, I don't know what they call
Lineman?
it. Yeah,
Were you on the line?
well, no, not, yes and no, you know.
How yes?
I'd be working off the line. You know, you do your production, and I used to be done in 4 hours, and then I had 4 hours to kill. And a lot of times I'd be sleeping on that, you know. I'd go up to the cafeteria there, but I was just a regular worker
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm. So you retired there after
Yeah,
what, 20 years, 20,
well, 25 years.
25 years?
I should have, they wanted me to stick around for 30 years, but I figured about the last 16 years that I worked, I never had a day off.
Was that right?
Yeah. When during the changeover model,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had to work on, because I had the seniority, and that wasn't a bad place to work. Half of the time you wouldn't be doing anything, you know, they're experimenting on new stuff and all that.
New
So,
model, new car models?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'd come to work all day and you'd be watching somebody
Mm-hmm.
with the new part that they're putting on a car, and you're supposed to help. So,
Now you retired then, you said after 25 years. When was that, Mitch? Roughly about.
well, let's figure out. That was about probably 82,
Uh-huh.
1982.
What'd you do after that other than play
Well,
volleyball?
I was an income tax guy,
Oh, yeah.
but plus I tried with a couple of guys that were in some kind of business, but I never was their partner yet.
Did you work with a particular company like H&R Block or just?
Yeah, I started out with H&R Block.
Uh-huh.
They hired me, and then I went on my own. I knew this one guy that was a insurance guy. When he found out I was doing income tax work, he said, "How about working out of my office?" So I
Mhm.
said, "Okay." And I was doing that. I was one, and then we got kind of busy there. I had a couple of helpers, and he died,
Oh,
the insurance guy,
oh, jeez. Oh.
and I had that place to myself there. We're working with his daughter there, but then her daughter got married and moved to Florida. Well, that went. I was working in River Rouge.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
So the business disappeared.
Just disappeared, yeah.
So I was doing it out of my house here. And then when I moved, I was alright when I was in Dearborn. I moved here. I've been here about 10 years now.
Have you?
And I still do some income tax work.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people still, want me to do it, so. But I'm not looking for any new customers,
Yeah.
because, and I'm starting to forget things.
Mm.
And I'm 90, so.
What happened to your hands? Is that part of the diabetes?
I don't know.
Huh?
It seems when I hit myself, especially on my arms here. No, what did they say? My blood is thin,
Mm-hmm.
so any little knock, like I banged this yesterday. Look at it.
Yeah.
It was getting like this. But
Yeah. Are you on any kind of medication?
oh yeah. I just signed up with the veterans
Oh, did you? Uh-huh.
because some of my medicine is starting to cost me $40–50,
Yeah.
and I figured that's a heck of a price to pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went on the what is it when you get the needle stuff?
Insulin.
Insulin shots.
Oh.
Brand new. I started 2 days ago. The insulin's all right, but a couple of the pills I was taking cost $40–50, and I can't hack it on my pension.
Yeah.
I've
Good.
never asked for anything, but
Mm.
now I'm getting it
Yeah.
from the veterans.
You get it from the VA hospital here?
No, I went to Detroit.
Oh.
No, here you got to go to Ann Arbor, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but this
I
is,
might switch over to Ann Arbor. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because it's getting tough for me to. I got to depend upon my son or my two daughters,
Mm-hmm.
and or maybe a couple of the grandkids for chauffeuring.
You have 2 daughters and a son?
And yeah,
Do they live around
and
here?
6 grandkids.
Oh. Uh-huh.
No great grandkids.
Not yet, huh?
No, only one grandkid got married. Kristen is what, about
28.
3 or 4 months only? Say,
Well,
give her
no.
4 months.
She,
She finally
Married?
got married.
she got married on August 8th. Last year.
Oh, she's been married a year?
Yep. Almost a year. Don't forget.
But
you
she
said-
has no kids yet, so, or nothing. So. There's no great grandkids.
Not yet. There will be.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. They always like the families.
I don't know, there's one of the guys is going pretty steady with a girl. They might have a kid. I don't know.
With or without marriage, you mean?
Right.
Yeah. It's a different world, isn't it?
I don't
And,
know.
Yeah.
different altogether.
How many reunions have you gone to, Mitch? Many or any?
Oh,
I think there
just
were
about
eight-
every one I used to go to.
I think there were 18. I got some of the tags yet from Hard Rock.
Yeah, Florida.
Been all over.
The very first one was in,
Colorado.
where the Air Force Academy is.
Oh yeah.
And that place never existed during World War II.
Right. Yeah.
After World War II, you have the regular Air Force Academy there.
It was
Yeah.
the
That was
first,
where the first one was.
after 40 years, I think it was the first one.
So you've been to all of them then since then? What do
Well,
they,
not all of them, but
what do they have every
almost
other
all of
year?
them. Oh, yeah, they used to be every year.
Every year.
And then they stopped them. Well, when did we stop? A couple years ago or so?
Yeah.
But we're having one now in Oklahoma City, September 9 through
Mhm.
12. And I'm going with my youngest daughter.
Uh-huh.
She
How
wants-
old is she, Mitch?
How old is Pam? In their
Pam
50s,
is
eh?
the oldest. Shar is the oldest. She's 50.
Maybe 51 or so.
No,
Is that the youngest or the
she's
oldest?
born in.
No.
That's the oldest.
Shar is the oldest one.
Yeah, she was born in 50. We were married in what?
Shar is what, 53, I think.
Uh-huh.
That's the oldest one.
She's older than, yeah, she's 54 or more.
Oh,
Shar.
she is in the, is she that old?
Yeah, we were married in 53 when she was born in 54.
Yeah, how many years is that?
56.
54, that's
Oh,
40.
she's up there.
You're
46, 56
57
years.
years.
Yeah.
That is 2010.
Got
Yep.
you married a year before I did.
Year before you.
Yeah.
Huh? I'll be darned.
Yeah, 1954.
Yeah.
53.
She's doing good. She's got a good. She's a worker.
When did you lose your toes, Mitch?
What?
When did you lose your toes?
2 years ago. Wasn't it 2 years ago?
More than 2 years ago.
More than 2 years ago? 3?
But when I quit bowling, when did I quit bowling?
I don't know.
94. So
Huh?
that's what,
16 years ago?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
No.
going back to bowling.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Huh? Okay.
I can't play volleyball anymore. Or tennis. I tried playing tennis this fall
Uh-huh.
against one of my grandsons, and I couldn't even touch the ball.
No, uh-huh.
They'd hit it, and by the time I'd go down, I told him I quit right now.
Oh,
Don't ask me.
That's his
that's
cane.
okay.
I don't usually leave the cane there. It's behind me here. Is that sound going to be on the film?
Everything's on the film.
My voice coming out too.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, we have the voice of Mrs. Sabal in the background.
Yelling out.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what there's anything else you want to tell me or anything else I need to ask you, but you've had a colorful 90 years,
You think so? Yeah.
and hope you have many, many more.
I feel pretty good, so.
You feel good, yeah. Well, you must, if you're thinking of going to bowling.
I think the biggest thing was the first year they went and started the reunions. You never seen boys cry, men, not having seen each other for so long. They'd have to sit and remember this and remember that.
Yeah, that has to be an emotional thing, those
Yeah,
reunions.
it was.
Yeah, that was the very first one there in Colorado
Uh-huh,
at the academy
yeah.
where the Air Force is now.
We used to almost visit Air Force, or we went down to, what's down in the Keys?
The what?
The Keys down in Florida.
Florida Keys,
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah, we saw.
Key West.
Yeah,
we used to know a couple that lived down there.
Uh-huh.
yeah, but we went down for the what's down there? The Kennedy,
So you traveled all over for these reunions then, huh?
all
Oh yeah, all over USA.
Good. See.
always a place where we went for history, for something to see.
Well, I used to travel when I was playing volleyball. I used to
Oh,
travel to different cities.
was that right?
Because
I mean,
we
were
had
you
a
in some
team
kind of a
in-
league or team?
And there's a volleyball tournament every year somewhere in USA, you know, and we don't get that much publicity
No.
on that sport, but it's out there.
Yeah, yeah,
Went to the Olympics.
yeah.
It's only one thing we didn't get to do, we wanted to do.
Well,
You know,
I appreciate your time.
That's all right.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to send that field kit out to you, because what it has is it has a release form on it that you have to sign before we can use any of this. And as I say, what we do with this is,
When can I see myself
well,
talking here?
that's what I was going to tell you. I'm going to make some DVDs. Can you play DVDs on anything? Do you have anything to?
yeah,
You do? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to send you as many DVDs as you want. How many do you want?
Well, let's see if it's worth it, anything. I might be ashamed of myself.
You want to look at it first? Okay. Why don't I do that? Why don't I send one out
Well,
to you?
maybe my, I got 3 kids and 6
Six
grandkids.
grandchildren. Yeah.
Maybe they want to see, have one.
Sure.
I don't know.
Well,
I'll let you know.
I'll make them anyhow,
Okay.
and you can decide whether you want to give them to me or not. Okay.
All right.
So I'll make you up 10 for your 3 kids and 6 grandkids and 1 for yourself.
Okay.
Okay? And I'll send them out to you. Sometimes I
That's
get
right.
out.
That'd be nice to.
Yeah. Sometimes I get out this way, and if I'm out this way, maybe I'll drop them off. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I'll just mail them out to you.
I never met my grandparents.
Oh, that's
Well, they're in Europe
yeah,
because my parents come from Poland.
yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's too bad.
And they were around because went saw me and my brother, older brother. When did I go to Europe?
couldn't tell you.
Maybe it had to be after the war.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Did you go? You mean on your own? And
Yeah, that was on my own.
Uh-huh.
Me and my older brother. By the way, my older brother and sister and my younger brother, they're all gone. I'm the last guy.
Oh, is that right? Oh, uh-huh.
Well, yeah, my sister just died, what, about 2 months ago?
February.
Yeah, she was 93,
Jeez. Huh?
and she was in pretty good health. But suddenly, she just...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll make as many DVDs as you need, but right now I'm figuring 3 for your kids, 6 for your grandkids, and 1 for you, and that makes 10.
Okay.
Okay? And it was great meeting you and talking with you, and I appreciate your time
All right.
and effort. And, I'll get these things to you.